All right, so should Sachin be in the Rajya Sabha? There have been questions raised online as to whether he will even have the time to contribute. But then there have been several greats from other walks of life, Lata Mangeshkar, for example, who have been nominated members and have not participated that actively on the floor of the House. Joining us now from Kolkata tonight is Kishore Bhimani, cricket writer and commentator. Manishankar Iyer is still with us. Kishore Bhimani, if I can first get your perspective, this comes literally a bolt from the blue. Many people feel quite a clever masterstroke by the Congress, more people talking about Sachin today than, in Parliament than Bofors, certainly. But do you think that he'll actually be able to contribute?
Well, we've had MF Hussain. We've had a whole lot of people, eminent people like Rekha, who's been nominated today. We are very happy that such people are recognized for their services to their profession, for their calling, their talent. But is it really necessary for them to be in Parliament? The first issue with Tendulkar is he's still in cricket. He's still a great player. He's the greatest that there ever was. Does it necessarily mean he will make a good politician? Now we are assuming that he's going into politics. Some people are saying he's not going into politics. He's just going to be there like a symbol, like MF Hussain, like a lot of others who we shall not name, who have been in Rajya Sabha, representing their great disciplines and doing very little about it. But to get excited about it and say that Sachin Tendulkar is going to make a difference, my point is talent, excellence in one profession or in one calling or in one kind of aesthetic pursuit does not necessarily mean excellence in politics. And we've got enough examples. I think Amitabh Bachchan is one of them, who's one of the, who to me the greatest actor that ever lived.
But Kishore, before I take that to Mani,
when he went into politics, well,
yes. Kishore, before I take that to Mani, and you're giving the example of Amitabh Bachchan, who you're saying whose engagement with politics ended rather sadly and bitterly for him. Many would argue that a nominated membership of the Rajya Sabha is not an active embrace of politics or electoral politics.
Well, may I say something? That no, it isn't. Absolutely right. But there's a lot of assumption in the last 6 hours that this news has been out. That is this a prelude to him going into politics? If it is not a prelude to his going into politics, if it is just a recognition of his brilliance, I am the first person to be very happy. But if it means that he's going to go into the cut and thrust of politics, a perfect gentleman like him, the ambassador of India, the ambassador of sport, the ambassador of all the nice things that there are in his calling, well, a lot of them will be lost. Okay. A lot of politicians today, for a great men we have seen, and they've got caught up in politics. He's not had any experience. Yeah. Not in NGOs, not working in parties, not working at the ground level, which even people like Kirti Azad, Chetan Chauhan, Navjot Singh Sidhu, who had done some work before they came into Parliament.
So basically what I'm hearing from you, and we've also got Shailendra Singh of Percept joining us, is that Sachin's too nice a guy to be in Parliament. It's kind of okay for him to be a token figure inside the Rajya Sabha as a nominated member. Manishankar Iyer, the cynics would say, do you really need that sort of symbolic presence of different walks of life in the Rajya Sabha? Because Kishore Bhimani making the point that Sachin's never going to, or he doesn't think that Sachin will be an active politician.
You see, when the Constitution was framed, it was assumed that members of Parliament, particularly those of the opposition, would allow the House to function in terms of its own rules. The fact of the matter is that the Parliament into which Sachin Tendulkar is now being nominated is one that is in uproar all the time and hardly ever is permitted to do its normal work. And this is entirely because an opposition which is irresponsible, which is anti-national, is preventing Parliament from functioning. Now, unfortunately for independent members who are nominated, not people like me who are members of a party while being nominated, independent members are the last to be called. Yeah. With the result that when we have a Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who probably knows more about agriculture than the rest of the House put together, he gets about 5 minutes at the end of a debate. Yeah. Similarly, Ashok Ganguly, who's been the head of Hindustan Lever and who knows an enormous amount about the economy, he rarely gets the opportunity of speaking. Now, when the nominated members from different disciplines who've made a distinguished contribution to national life were conceived, it was conceived of in a house that was running according to democratic norms. Yeah. Unfortunately, when the house doesn't run according to democratic norms, the media barely criticizes them. And therefore, they continue to function in the manner they are. I welcome Sachin Tendulkar to the chaos that is Parliament. And if he spends a lot of time outside Parliament, I wouldn't be surprised. Perhaps playing cricket is more useful.
All right, that's cynically said. And you said so much about the opposition, but Ravi's not here to rebut you, Mani, unfortunately for us. But Shailendra Singh.
Thank God, thank God.
Shailendra Singh, I'm sure you and Ravi are friends in real life. Actually, I don't even want to ask that question. Shailendra Singh, Sachin in the Rajya Sabha, can you picture it? We've just had the most stormy exchange between Manishankar Iyer and Ravi Shankar Prasad on Bofors, but at least in a TV studio they talk. In Parliament, I mean, as Mani said, welcome to the chaos. What do you think would have made somebody like Sachin make this leap? Of course, all his fans are worried. Does this mean he's retiring? Does this mean he's going to play less cricket?
Well, Barkha, like I said, I have got mixed emotions tonight. I mean, one side, I want to celebrate for the fact that Sachin truly deserves, to get further recognized, and to be recognized by being a part of Rajya Sabha is fantastic. But on the other side, if you see the Facebook and the digital space right now, 50% are for it and 50% totally against it. And I think the against are the young people of this country. We have the youngest population in the world. I think everybody expected from Sachin that as and when he actually had time away from cricket, Sachin possibly could represent either cricket, be part of the administration, or possibly pick up another athletic federation or other sports federation. Today you have 50 odd sports federations, 49 are run by politicians. What's the harm if an athlete like Sachin Tendulkar actually takes on the baton to making India a sporting nation and not letting be a single sport nation? Other sports also have an opportunity for Sachin. Sachin being in the Rajya Sabha, knowing his personality, he's got lots of thoughts in his mind. But like Mr. Manishankar Iyer said, will he be able to voice them there? Will it be a waste of Sachin Tendulkar? He's a perfect brand ambassador for India, or possibly a great administrator for sport in this country. Why not go in those directions?
But Shailendra, why do you have mixed feelings? In the sense that you're suggesting that even if he's planning to play less cricket in the next few years, he could have done better things than Parliament, where you don't think he'd be actively involved?
No, I think, I mean, first of all, the talent that Sachin carries is just not on the field, there is off the field too. But like correctly said, that in our current Parliament situation, will Sachin really be able to create an impact? If he is able to, that would be fantastic. But hold on, I'm saying there are other opportunities for Sachin. Why can't Sachin actually take on the baton of making India a sporting nation? We have the youngest population. This has happened in South Africa. It has happened in Australia. When you become a sporting nation, not only you cater to the youth in the right direction, youth starts focusing on sport, you add to tourism, you add to economy. These are seriously smart agendas. Sitting in the Parliament, what can he do? Get a bill passed to build more stadiums? Possibly then run Commonwealth Games? You know what the controversies were attached? Will Sachin ever be able to voice and say, hey, we're going to run Commonwealth Games like this, and then land up in a controversy like Mr. Kalmadi? I don't think Sachin deserves to be in that sweet spot.
Kishore, you said as long as it's not politics and it's just a nomination in Rajya Sabha, that's fine. Shailendra Singh, Sachin could have done better things.
Well, I don't know if we are sitting in judgment on what are the better things he should be doing. We are merely judging him in his current decision to say yes to joining the Rajya Sabha. We are just looking at it from that point of view. It seems to presuppose that excellence in other fields should be recognized in politics. I don't believe that at all. You can be excellent in acting, you can be a great musician, you can be a great painter, you can be a great actor, but you must also have the kind of personality that is going to make a difference. You know who I would like to see in politics? Somebody like Sunil Gavaskar. Yeah. Sunil Gavaskar, he is the kind of person who is positive. He's the kind of person who's seen the world, good, bad and indifferent. And maybe Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar is too nice a man. If you meet him, you're so charmed.
Are you saying Manishankar Iyer is not a nice man?
I met Manishankar Iyer twice, and I think he's one of the nicest and the most articulate human beings I've met.
So there's still hope for nice guys in Parliament. They don't always finish.
One or two exceptions, Barkha.
but Mani, when Kishore says that, look, it's not enough to just have a skill in your own field. You've got to have the personality that can engage with Parliament. That puts a question mark on the entire concept of nominated members who have excellence in their own fields, but actually perhaps neither the personality nor the engagement with political issues. So are we then questioning the entire business of nominating members independently?
No, not necessarily. Look, we have had a lot of experts who have played a major role in policy making, starting from Syed Nurul Hassan to Raja Ramanna to MGK Menon to Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and Ashok Ganguly to and others. But the way in which the Rajya Sabha works, if Sachin Tendulkar remains independent, he'll hardly get an opportunity to make a constructive contribution even to the discipline in which he's an undoubted expert, which is sports. But if he becomes the member of a political party, and that's for him to choose, then when subjects of interest to him come up, it's entirely possible that his party would ask him to speak. And certainly he knows a great deal about sports. And as a former sports minister, I can assure you that the country desperately needs to be made a sporting nation. And sports policy, as of now, has no contribution to make to making ours a sporting nation.
Okay.
And the idea that you could compare a wholly decent human being like Sachin Tendulkar with a ghastly character like what was his name, Kalmadi, is, I think, a real insult to Sachin Tendulkar.
Did you really forget his name?
I would say.
Did you forget his name? Like,
well, sometimes it's very difficult to have evil sit on such a nice tongue as mine.
I don't know that many people who've been at the receiving end of that tongue would always call it kind. But Shailendra, what we're hearing from Manisha Iyer today is the opposite of what Kishore is saying. Hey, listen, if you want to be effective in Parliament, go contest an election, go join a party. Because if you're going to be an independent member, God knows when you'll get a chance to speak. Quick last thought from you, Shailendra, as we wrap.
Well, he can become a member of the party, even nominated.
Yes, of course. Well, yeah, not necessarily contest an election, but represent a political party. Shailendra.
Well, I think the amount of achievements Sachin has had off the field as well as on the field are tremendous. I think the youth of this country looks up to him. And if he goes there in Rajya Sabha, trust me, the entire young population of this country will be watching what he's going to do there. They practically really will track him down, like on the field, they track him down for his runs. They'll actually look at his performance. And that will not be fair to Sachin because he's going to be there and maybe he'll possibly create a great impact. But he being his personality, I mean, he's going to be the glamour quotient at Rajya Sabha. I mean, the new glamour quotient. I mean, everybody will expect hundreds from him every day. I know he scored his 101st 100 at 10 Janpat yesterday, but it's going to be a tough call at Rajya Sabha for sure for him. And it's not fair that he's there.
We drove him mad on the cricket field with our expectations, and you're making that interesting point about how crazy expectations on his first day in Parliament. But I'm wondering if anyone would actually dare to disagree with Sachin Tendulkar given the awe that he actually inspires if he did manage to, as Mani said, get himself hurt. We leave it there, gentlemen. Manisha Iyer and Kishore Bhivani, Shailendra Singh, thank you for your time on the buck stops here. Clearly the jury's still out on whether this was the best engagement for Sachin, but it's a done deal now. We will call it a night on the buck stops here. From the entire team, thanks for watching. We'll see you Monday night now at 10 p.m. Have a great week.